Southern California, yeah.
Born and raised our DNA. Laugh and cry to what we say. We hit you with that wordplay.
4053.
What episode are we on? D, they feeling like they be zombies, all dressed in Abercrombie.
SoCal DNA coming in live. 8 o'clock on a Wednesday night. COVID got you sitting inside. Why not sip one and free your mind?
Cheap thrills, popping pills, stack cash, spending fast.
Listen to all of those lives as Arjun act like he's surprised. Oh, that's never gonna get old. I'm loving it more and more every week, every weekend. We are doing it.
It feels so good, to be honest with you, to say that we have an intro. Like, we literally have an intro.
We do. Yeah, and you know what? And we're getting closer and closer to the verse lyric of 8 o'clock. It is 8:23, Wednesday night, April 29th, episode 4.
There you go.
We're getting there. I think we're getting closer and closer. We'll eventually make it on time, or we'll just the lyrics somehow.
I think so. I think so. And always, I just have to say for the fans out there, Don is always ready. He is on time. He is punctual.
Oh, yeah, man.
He is ready for business.
Hey, man. See, so,
I'm always one like...
You're being too nice with yourself, man. See, it's because you take your work a little... Okay, let's be honest. You take your work a lot more seriously in the right way than I do with my work. I'm kind of like one of those, once I log off, I'm kind of like, yep, I'm not going to touch that for another 12 hours at least. Whereas I think for you, you're a little more dedicated to the craft than I am. I think so. It's good quality to have.
That's nice to say. That's nice of you to say, but really the truth is, my days start much later than Don's days. I think Don is one of those early risers. He gets the worm before all of us. I tend to be the opposite. My days don't start until like 9 a.m., like 9:30 a.m. So if we had shifted everything around, Don's probably doing more work than me every day. So
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I mean, I'll show my desktop really quick. I got like Origin, where I play The Sims on. I got League of Legends right here going on. A little bit of music production going on. Some more video game stuff. It's not looking too good on my desktop, honestly, man. Not looking too good.
But bro, here's the thing. This is the amazing part for me. Like, you are very much a Renaissance man in every sense of the word, because I can't help but imagine every time I talk to you on these podcasts, how in the world does he find the time to play games, to read books, to read magazines, to handle business, to do work, 9 to 5, family life, everything? You manage everything. It's like you have 20 balls in the air that you're juggling every day, and it's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
You do what you can. You figure out where you can cheat. You figure out what will suspend itself in the air when you're, juggling those balls. And you figure out what can bounce. All right, that's the most important thing. You just don't let the eggs fall. If it's a rubber ball, it can take a bounce or two. But, it's the eggs that you got to really care about.
I suppose it's pretty difficult to juggle a bowling ball with an egg.
Hey, you know what, though? Hey, well, sometimes the heavy lifting has to be done. You got to be agile enough. And like you say, you got to be a Renaissance man. You got to be able to... your fingertips upon touching it are going to have to kind of translate what it is that you're actually going to be juggling next or throwing up next. And I don't know. I'm kind of freestyling off the top. Maybe we should turn that into a lyric, I think.
No.
I don't know.
I don't know. Speaking of juggling things and, evolving things in a way.
Sure.
Have you ever thought about using some kind of light or heat to heal people? The whole idea of harnessing the power of the sun and fusing that with the human body to heal. Have you heard about this before?
Well, I've heard of there's this great company, you may have heard of them, Philips, that creates these lights that help people wake up. And I know there's certain things that people use in Alaska, for example, where depending on the month you're in or season you're in, you get like maybe 3 hours of sunlight. So there's these light bulbs that emit a certain UV that kind of keep people happy and not depressive. But is that something you're talking about?
Well, I'm talking about more in terms of putting the light inside the human body. And you might be thinking, well, what in the world? What does that even mean? How are you going to put that light inside of you?
Yeah.
Well, it's not just light, my friend. It's also heat.
Okay.
And it's also disinfectant.
Ooh.
And this leads me to a very troubling video that I came across, I think, sometime last week.
Okay.
This is where, and I'll just set it up for the audience as Don loads up the first video in the queue here. Basically, number 45, our beloved president, he thought, it might be a good idea to kind of discuss openly potential ways to use the information he learned just 2 days ago that, using disinfectant on a surface or UV rays outside can effectively eradicate the virus in a limited amount of time, a matter of minutes. He was trying to put 2 and 2 together, and he was thinking, well, if we can do this outside on surfaces, why not find a way to inject this inside the human body and target it with the lungs?
You know what?
So that's kind of the setup. I think
I'm liking.
Let's
I like
check
it.
it out.
Yeah. So to start off, it's from Guardian News, published April 24th, a little bit earlier this week. And it's titled "Trump Floats Dangerous Coronavirus Treatment Ideas" as Dr. Birx looks on. So let's go ahead and play it a little bit.
So, supposing we hit the body with a tremendous, whether it's ultraviolet or just very powerful light.
Ultralight beams. That's what I think. You listened to Kanye earlier.
That hasn't been checked, but we're going to
Shout out
test
to
it.
James.
And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do, either through the skin or
through the skin.
some other way.
Some other way. Okay.
And
All right. He opened it up.
You're going to test that too.
You're going to test it?
Interesting.
Right. There we go. There we go.
And then I see the disinfectant. Where it knocks it out.
Oh, and we're zooming in. There we go. I'm assuming this is Dr.
And is
Birx.
there a way we can do something
Yes.
like that by injection inside or
Just freestyling.
almost a cleaning, because you see it gets on the lungs and it does a tremendous number in the lungs. So it'd be interesting to check that. So that you're going to have to use medical doctors with. But it sounds interesting.
Medical
to me.
doctor, not regular.
There we go.
The whole
There we
concept
go.
of the light, the way it goes in 1 minute.
Oh,
That's pretty powerful.
yep.
I would like you to speak to the medical doctors to see if there's any way that you can apply light and heat to cure.
Solid question.
If you could, and maybe you can, maybe you can't. Again, I say maybe you can, maybe you can't. I'm not a doctor, but I'm like a person that has a good,
Okay, I'm gonna stop it there really quick. What I enjoy so far, a solid minute, and I'm sure the reporters are even just like, everyone just fucking, we're playing chicken right now. Don't say anything. This is gold. You know what I mean? Like, just let it go. Keep recording. Let the people take photos.
You know what it reminds me of? It's like you're familiar with The Office, right? NBC's The Office.
Yeah.
It's just like if Michael Scott was president, he would totally talk about this
Dude,
with Jim.
this is
Like, nobody say anything. Let's just see where it goes.
yeah. It's like everyone's just playing Jim. Yeah, like you say, just kind of looking at the camera, like, "Yo, really?" He's like, "Yeah, really, yeah."
And so now, I feel bad for Dr. Birx here. Obviously, for people that don't know, Dr. Birx has been a legend in the game. She's been doing medical research for decades now. And very well established, very well respected, worked for multiple administrations. And now, Trump actually puts her on the spot and makes her talk about the idea he just presented.
Oh, I love that. I love that. All right, let's go ahead and play this.
But sir, you're the president.
Deborah, have you ever heard of that? The heat and the light relative to certain viruses, yes, but relative to this virus?
Not as a treatment. I mean, certainly fever is a good thing when you have a fever. It helps your body respond.
There we go.
But not as, I've not seen heat or light.
It's a great thing to look at. I mean, okay.
Sir, you're the president, and people tuning into these briefings, they want to get information and guidance and want to know what to do. They're not looking for rumors.
Phil, I'm the president, and you're fake news.
Oh my god. Of course he has to end on that. Of course. Again, just so that for those tuning in right now. This is The Guardian. Again, I think Dr. Birx did a great job in A, making sure that Trump doesn't think she's disrespecting him, and B, dodging the shit out of that question. He's basically just passing it on.
It starts off with the composure, like you said. Like, everybody has to kind of play chicken for a bit. Everybody has to be Jim Halpert for a bit. And if you saw her body language, she tried to contain herself as much as possible. She didn't make a scene for the cameras. She didn't just stand up and walk out like any respectable person would. She kind of, she understood that, okay, he's going off the deep end here, but there's a way to gracefully come out of this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she did an excellent job maintaining her composure, deflecting the question, kind of turning it into something else, and basically coming out of this as innocuously as possible.
Oh yeah. No, I think it's a great idea, right? I mean, goddamn, why haven't doctors thought of that beforehand? Medical doctors, by the way, why haven't they thought of it beforehand?
To Trump's credit, though, and I know I don't say this phrase very often, but to Trump's credit, I think this is probably something that would commonly be said behind closed doors, right?
Yep.
Let's say it's Trump, all the medical team, and Trump is just thinking out loud, all right, well, look, it seems like, if you use Lysol or whatever, if you use the UV rays, it can kill the viruses really quickly. Can we use that kind of concept?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I think it's that fearlessness in him where he's like, yo, I'm number one right now. Even though typically presidents aren't supposed to say that, especially U.S. presidents. Having, depending on what side of the coin you're on, the audacity or the balls, the cojones to do something like that.
Yes.
To me it speaks levels. Like, this dude not only exudes confidence and inspiration, which we talked about before in the past podcast, where I'm like, that's to me the most important quality a president could have. Regardless of how stupid something may be to an educated person, the ability to do what he just did, to me, showcases the number one quality you would want in a president. Or I would want in a president, rather. I'm liking it. And you know what? I'm going to do some research myself. I'm going to go capture some light in a syringe and try to inject it into myself. I think I'm going to do that.
I liked one of the bars. I call these bars because they're so golden to me. One of the lines in the thing, he was basically saying, like, I'm not a doctor. I say maybe, I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but I have a pretty good you-know-what. Like, he points to his hand and says, you know what? And I'm like, damn. Like, talk about somebody who, is not articulate at all when he needs to be. Like, you're trying to say, all right, you're not a doctor, but you have good vision, or you have a good idea of where the nation needs to go. Instead of all that, you just say, I have a good you-know-what.
Exactly, man. Hey, it's great, because then that means, like, yo, we all know what he's thinking. We're part of him, he is just a representative of us. Dude, he's playing it correctly. That's the way you're supposed to be, man. Like, yo, you already know, right? Like, the reporter's like, no. But, like, all the people listening are like, oh. I think there's some sort of psychological game that he has where you may not even realize the implications he's already forcing you to accept just by his word usage, right? Like, there's a bunch of psychology that goes into his aids when it comes to his speech development. Even when he freestyles, I'm assuming it's just part of his business sort of acumen at this point. He just knows the right things to say to get you to believe whatever the fuck he says. Again, to a normal person. To those that are more educated and that could kind of dissect what he's talking about, a little bit different, but he's catering to the masses, dude. He has an election that he has to win in a couple months? Not a couple. Yeah, essentially a couple months. He's got to. But nonsense.
I would say, to add to your point, it's kind of like the whole idea of a bed of nails versus a single nail. If you step on a single nail, it'll pierce right through, and it'll be excruciatingly painful. But if you step on a bed of nails, each nail kind of placed close by the other, you have a more even distribution of your weight over the nails. So each one is kind of balancing, right? And it's not as...
Sure.
In the same respect, I think Trump is doing that by constantly attacking the president, constantly talking like he does, using the vernacular that we're oh so accustomed to. We get used to it, and we just come to take for granted that, this guy, he's going to promote himself, he's going to act like he's a big shot, and he's going to...
Oh, man, he is a big shot, dude. He's number one in the world, dude. Leader of the free world.
Leader of the free world, not to be confused with the Pope, of course. We learned that. I'll never let that one go. But no, I feel you in a sense that, yes, I see that for some people, his bravado, his confidence, and his unfiltered way of speaking may be appealing. But like you said, it may not be appealing to everybody. It may not be everybody's cup of tea. Now, let me ask you this before we jump to the next video, which is kind of a part 2 of this. Did you think that Trump was being sarcastic?
No, I think he's being realistic. Thing
Okay,
is,
that's what I'm saying.
what I think
That's all I gotta
happened. Yeah, okay, yeah. We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that.
Let's see that. Okay, so now I got your answer. Now let's watch the second video. Go ahead.
All right. Let's go ahead and load this sucker up. Do 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 do.
Clarify your comments about injections of disinfectant. They're quite
No,
provocative.
I was asking a question sarcastically to reporters like you, just to see what would happen. Now, disinfectant for doing this, maybe on the hands, would work. And I was asking the question of the gentleman who was there yesterday, Bill, because when they say that something will last 3 or 4 hours or 6 hours, but if the sun is out or if they use disinfectant, it goes away in less than a minute. Did you hear about this yesterday? But I was asking a sarcastic and a very sarcastic question to the reporters in the room about disinfectant on the inside. But it does kill it, and it would kill it on the hands, and that would make things much better. That was done in the form of a sarcastic question to the reporters.
But you were
Okay.
asking your medical experts to look into it. Were you being
No,
sarcastic
no,
with them?
To look into whether or not sun and
Jesus.
disinfectant on the hands, but whether or not sun can help us. Because, I mean, he came in yet.
Hold on. Whether or not
Yeah.
sun can help us.
You feel me? This is your president, bro. This is the leader of the free world.
Yo, this is my dude, man. This dude's rapping. Look, he doesn't even need all the words to form a good sentence. You know, he just gets it. You know what? Let's go ahead and finish this off real quick. By the way, before I finish it off, let's go ahead and cite the source. This is from the Sun. The Sun pun. You know, the Sun.
You can't make this shit up. It's too perfect.
The Sun published on April 24th. Titled Donald Trump said idea to inject disinfectant to cure coronavirus was sarcastic, quote unquote. All right, let's go ahead and finish this sucker off.
And he said they've done a big study. This is a study. This isn't where he hasn't done it. This is where they've come in with a final report that sun has a massive impact negatively on this virus. In other words,
That sun has a massive impact. All right, hold on. This is some
it does
breathtaking
not live
English.
well with humidity, and it doesn't live well with sunlight, heat. It doesn't live well with heat and sun and disinfectant. Heat. Doesn't live well with heat and sun and disinfectant.
Hold
Live
on.
well-
Where's that
does
part
not
where he
live
drops the
well
hand?
with humidity, and it doesn't live well with sunlight, heat. With humidity, and it doesn't live well with sunlight, heat. Humidity, and it doesn't live well with sunlight, heat. Well with sunlight, heat. Well with sunlight, heat. Well with sunlight, heat.
Remix right now.
It doesn't live well with heat and sun.
I'm sorry. This is all right. I'm So when was the time the last video was shown or published, rather?
I think the
So,
first one might have been like
supposing we hit-
either the day before,
Okay.
maybe like a few hours before.
Maybe a few hours before, something like that. Okay. Yeah, April 24. You know, dude, when it comes to this, you set me up for failure here. But I think what happens
Don't
is...
I always?
No, I
Don't
mean,
I
it's like
always?
one of those... Dude, okay, I'm sure you could agree with me. In the first video, he was being pretty damn serious. And then probably what happened
100%.
was he was debriefed and like, yo, you can't be saying shit like that, dude. Like, that shit is so wrong. And probably Dr. Burks herself was like, dude, like, I didn't want to, you know, say this unless it was behind closed doors, but don't do that shit. That shit's wrong. And then that's why he's like, all right, how do we pivot this that way? You know, I don't look like an idiot or an imbecile.
Whoa, hey.
Right?
Yes.
So it was like one of those aides were just like, all right, just say you were messing with the media. Trump's like, you know, it's an easy one. Yeah, sure. So, you know, sunlight, heat,
That sun
sunlight.
has a massive impact negatively on this virus. In other words,
Oh,
it does not
Jesus, great.
live well with humidity, and it doesn't live well with sunlight, heat.
Oh, I love that part right there. I'm gonna.
Sunlight, heat, one after the other.
I'm sorry.
Just
Hey,
throw it all on.
you know, this
You're
is,
just Mike's putting a sandwich together.
I think, yeah. So obviously, I think someone finally briefed him on the truth of the subject, and it's like, you know what? Good for him, dude. Good for him. Good idea. But then when you apply, you know, I guess basic science to it, it gets a little stupid.
But wait a second, though. I want to go back to the energy you had 5 minutes ago.
Yo, dude, hey, this is my dude, man. He's saying all the right things.
Okay,
Dude,
okay. Now
hey,
tell me this.
Because look,
Let me finish this question. D. So I asked you straight up, did you think it was sarcastic? And you're like, nah, 100%.
No, it definitely wasn't, dude. That's why I admitted it, man. Like, I think in the prior video from, I forget the last one, but the prior video we showed before this sunlight, heat video, I think he was being super honest. And it speaks to him just trying to figure out a way or lead people, thinking that there's solutions out there. We just need our medical doctors to figure it out. So he's asking those questions off. And whatever time it took for him to get to whatever location he was at to now his, I'm assuming, Oval Office.
All right, I see what you're saying. You're basically excusing his strategy here.
No, I'm not excusing it. I'm thinking, like, dude should have been debriefed prior to this. Like, I think sometimes the president needs to go through certain measures to make sure the things he says are legitimate. Because the last thing you want, I'm sure you've had this experience. You have a presentation for class, whatever program you're in, for graduate school. The last thing you want to do is go into it live. You don't want to be doing that shit live. He needs to have that mentality. I think this dude, our president Donald Trump, just wants to be like, fuck it, we'll do shit live. I'm great. I don't need to be debriefed. Fuck it, give me a slide, I'll knock it out of the park. Regardless of whatever he's trying to explain, or regardless of the context.
I think you're right, and
right?
It's a bit of a double-edged sword, because anytime you see like one of his like rally videos, right? Like from time to time, you might see a highlight or a clip of him just like saying the wildest stuff about his enemies, about Obama, whatever it may be. And it works in those settings because a rally isn't really heavily scrutinized. It's not watched by millions of people around the world, but a press debriefing or a press conference about COVID-19 that's daily, like millions of people are going to watch because they're all at home looking at you. So I agree with you. I think he needs to learn that in certain situations, it's better to be more measured. And more,
I think it's more even beyond that. He just needs to learn a little bit of restraint, just a little bit. There's no need to fucking freestyle everything. There's no rapper that's purely no successful, and by successful I mean popular, making millions. There's no successful rapper that has gone by strictly by freestyling. Sometimes it takes a little bit of written, thoughtful art creation in order to achieve greatness. I think Donald Trump thinks that he doesn't need to do that anymore. And this freestyling of
well with sunlight, heat
needs to slow down, all right? Because that sometimes things happen organically through sunlight, and heat. But other things, in cases like this, man, like, I get it. You know what? I fucking applaud it, dude. Those are fucking big cojones to be able to just do that shit, knowing that millions upon millions of people are watching this shit.
Well, like, tell me this, man. Are you conflating cojones with just ignorance?
No, I think it's fucking, dude. I think Donald Trump is a smart dude. Okay, depending on how you see it. Some people are gonna say shady, right? Because he didn't earn, or rather, what was it? He was like almost like a trust fund kid, where his dad gave him the initial capital required to succeed in whatever businesses he had, and whatever you quantify or qualify as success. To me, at the end of the day, homeboy is making good money, and though he may be using bank money and not his own money, he is still generating some sort of margin and flipping it to the next part. He's playing with house money, worst case scenario, and not his own.
If you were looking at Donald Trump, businessman, prior to the presidency, I would agree with you.
Right.
But
I think he's doing that with his presidency. He's treating it as if he were the CEO of the country being the business. He's just not using his board correctly, I would say, or rather in a timely fashion.
I guess it's one way to do it. It may not be my preferred way, but
well, no, I agree with you on that, dude. Sunlight heat, dude. Hey, man.
Hey, I want to say though, like now that you're kind of getting into the production side of the music business, and by the way, for the fans that missed it, Dawn debut is soon to be new single, which we'll use as the outro.
It's going to be called Sunlight Heat.
And I'm actually getting to that. Maybe not necessarily for this particular outro track that you're working on, but for future productions, it might be a fun experiment for you, like a fun little side project to chop up parts of these two videos and basically take those comments, like the sunlight heat, whatever else is in the first video, and integrate it into a song. Like kind of use those as samples.
No, I see what you're saying. I don't know. I just don't. Okay. You know what? Rather than say no, this is the year of saying yes. So, okay. I can understand. I can understand the apprehension here, and I can explain for the fans too. It's not so much apprehension. It's just one of those. I kind of want the instruments to speak for themselves, and that's actually what I was getting at.
I know that Don prefers most of the instrumentals that he works with to not be heavily laden down by vocal samples. As a matter of fact, one of the first songs that we worked on, which was called "Usurpers of the Throne," I initially, developed that beat with heavy Erykah Badu samples. Like every single line was like, I don't know what I was thinking, because in hindsight, it sounded pretty horrible. I don't know where you expect.
No, it didn't sound horrible. It was an acquired taste.
Yeah, it's like, I guess it's like Bat or Pangolin. It's one of those acquired tastes for sure. But it's not. Ultimately, it's not good for you. There's a lot of risk there. You know what I mean? There's a lot of risk there. So basically, I learned from Don Art. You know what? For Don to really shine as the true lyricist, the MC, the rapper that he is,
sunlight heat.
I need to strip off all the Erykah Badu samples, all the vocal samples, and unleash them on the track over the pure drum and bass.
Sure.
And that's when he shined. So I understand the hesitation.
It's just one of those. I think it's just a difference in not opinion, but process, I guess.
Or style.
Yeah, stylistic changes, right? I like rocking underwear. You like going commando. That sort of thing going on, right? Right?
I'm more of a boxer brief.
You're a boxer brief kind of guy? Oh, dude, I always thought you were a commando kind of guy. My bad, ladies. My bad, ladies. I've been spreading good word about you, man, dude. You're hurting yourself here, dude. Just admit it, man. Commandos, it's nothing to be ashamed about.
Really gonna hurt me? Earlier in life, I think in elementary school, I was neither of those. I was a tidy whitey guy.
So was I, dude. Like, nothing to, dude. More economical, man. I'm pretty sure, dude. Our parents. They did their best, and tidy whities were the standard. I don't even know when boxers came into, I guess, modern society. Hold on, I wanna look this up. I wanna dive deep into this. When did boxers become popular?
We got the D diving deep inside.
Yo, dude. 1940s boxer shorts.
Wow.
Hey, man. So imagine that. So 1947, given that our parents were likely not in the location these started coming around, tidy whities might have been it.
You know what's wild by the date that you said, 1947?
So
we're not gonna go into it today, but 1947 might actually be the year that India got independence from the British Empire, and this would have been the perfect segue to that heavy topic, but we'll save that for later. Maybe we can tease the audience and say, probably in a future podcast, we'll get into some real heavy history about some South Asian conflicts that have been going on for.
Well, I could say, maybe we'll start rather than calling, like, we could call the 0.5 episodes kind of like the laxed, no real agenda, have fun. Maybe we'll call this like a 0.33 or some shit like that, or point real.
Where it's like heavy, it's like hardcore shit.
Yeah, it's like, like have a beer ready and some tissues or some shit like that, There
you go.
But anyhow. Yeah, man. I mean, dude, hey, tidy whities, nothing wrong with that. Hey, but if you want to come again, all right, wink. It's all good that you're not wink wearing any underwear. You know, it's all good. You know, some people can live with that. It's all good. Wink. But you know, if you're a boxer briefs kind of guy, quote unquote, it's all good, dude. It's all good.
You know, I think everybody has a choice. It's a free country. If you want to go commando, go commando. It's all on you.
Yo, I can say, hey, I've done it a couple times. Not fun. Not fun. I don't know.
I imagine the risk comes in with the zipper.
Oh yeah. Well, you try doing it after you've had, or after you've sipped one, and it becomes quite apparent why certain articles of clothing are staples, I guess you could say. Yeah, man.
It's for sure. Hard segue. Now, you know, instead of talking about things as serious as the conflicts in South Asia,
sure.
I think it's nice to have a little bit of buzz going. I know Don already has a buzz going, literally.
Oh,
but
I love it.
Another way to have a buzz is to actually have a BuzzFeed article be a read. So I think you were reading about some stuff recently, right, Don?
Yeah. Well, not so much reading, more of just trying to come up with something that would be a little more entertaining than our usual, right? Let's freshen things up. I think people know me being the hip slinger when it comes to answering questions. I don't really give a fuck. Like, fuck it. I'm going to hit the target without even, you know, aiming down the sights. Like, I'm all about quickness. Arjun seems a little more calculated than I am. And, you know, depending on who you are, that's probably a better thing. At least from a hip singer like me, I can at least admit to that. So, what I want to do to at least give our audience a little more understanding of who we are is I wanted to dive deep, go back. I'm not sure if you remember this, Arjun, but maybe like 10 years ago, maybe, taking these online quizzes were the shit. Like, everyone was passing that shit around like it was like the way that Nigerian priests kind of email you asking for help and money. This was big.
Yeah. I still haven't heard back from King Rafiki. You know?
Yeah, dude. Ayo, me either, dude. I sent like $100. He said he was going to turn it into $100,000. He never sent it over.
I know. It's a long-term investment, I guess.
Yeah, well. Hey, but he looked good, dude. He sent me some dick pics, so I got to say. Quite
there
blessed.
You go. Mission
quite
accomplished. I'm clearly going commando was an inspiration. I hear
so,
you. So what's the first one here?
Well, the first one, I think what we should do is before putting you under the spotlight to having to finish the quiz, I'll at least give you the ability to pick the quiz at first.
Okay.
So, BuzzFeed now, depending on how you look at it, has kind of lost a little bit of traction in regards to how popular it's been. When we were in college and grad school, I'd say BuzzFeed had a little more traction than it does today. But for the purposes of, you know, showcasing who we are, we're using BuzzFeed. So shout out to BuzzFeed. Really impactful in my upbringing, or internet upbringing rather. So we want to use your resources, and we're starting it right now, making sure that hopefully we can bring some traffic to you. So let's see. We're not bored. We're obviously not bored, so we're not going to go ahead and do that. So what I'm just looking at these 5. Let's see. Do you want to take the peanut butter or jelly kind of food test right here? Or you want to see how trendy your style is, given how we were talking about underwear earlier? Huh? Yeah.
So I got to pick from those 5, right?
Yes, sir.
So I'll tell you this much. I know about Friends. I know some of the characters of Friends.
Okay.
But I never was a fan. Like, I never really watched the show on a regular basis.
Okay.
I know that's blasphemous. I know a lot of people love the show, so I'm sorry about that. Let's see. And then the other one, what do you think is the meanest TV character on these popular shows?
Yep.
I'm kind of indifferent on that one. Make it solid. Reveal your most underrated trait.
Ooh.
You know, go with that one.
We're going to go with that one?
So, are you peanut butter or jelly based on this food quiz? I think I'm peanut butter, to be honest with you, because I like peanut butter.
Okay.
I mean, why would you pick jelly over peanut butter?
Dude, jelly is the shit, dude. You don't like jelly donuts? You never think of a peanut butter donut. You always think of jelly donuts.
Well, okay, you went directly to donuts, and then I feel like it's an unfair advantage to jelly when you talk about donuts.
Hey, yo. So when you go to like Denny's or IHOP, what do they have on the table? Do they have a jar of peanut butter? Fuck no, that shit's weird. They have little fucking Schmuckers jelly packets, dude.
I know, but that's the thing. Like, jelly is so abundant; it's almost trivial. It's like some, very commonplace thing you can find.
Damn, you calling me common now, dude? Hey, I'll take that as a as a compliment, given that Common almost won MVP this year at the All-Star game.
Look at you with that hella good segue. Tying it back to NBA All-Star Weekend. I mean, shit, can you imagine that we had NBA All-Star Weekend this year, but it feels like years ago. Like, it feels like ages ago.
I know.
I can't even remember the last time I saw a basketball game. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Back on it. So I say we jump into Make a Salad, and we'll reveal your most underrated trait.
Hell yeah. All right, we're going to go into that. We're going to do that. And for our pure listeners, what we have is something going on the screen. What we're going to do is Arch is going to take this test. I'm going to go ahead and track it on my end because I'm controlling the screen. And we are going to see what his most underrated trait is.
Okay.
All right. So a little citation here. Again, we're on BuzzFeed. Seems like this quiz was made by Hello There One, who's a community contributor. And it was posted.
I gotta pause you right there.
What's up?
I know we're giving credit where credit's due. I know we're giving shout out to all the creators, but just the fact that BuzzFeed, this article is written by a username, not even a full name, shows you the quality of journalism to expect.
Hey man, hey, they're making more money than we are, so I'm gonna shout them out until we make more money than them.
Fair enough.
All right, buddy. So, what is your main ingredient? Are we looking at? What the hell is all this shit? Oh, hi, Newent. They're citing the pictures themselves. Look at, see? Even BuzzFeed is citing it.
Isn't that ridiculous though? Like, do you really need to cite pictures of commonly found?
Yo, in today's day and age, everybody sues for everything. So you got it, man. So what are we looking at? Man? Are we looking at strawberries? Are we looking at some? I'm assuming some green lettuce, some tomatoes, or some potatoes.
Okay. Well, for a salad, I don't actually like sweet stuff in my salad, so I would never go with strawberry.
Okay.
Tomatoes I do use, but as a main ingredient, come on, it has to be the green. So whatever that green stuff is, let's go with that.
All right, so we're going with the lettuce. Oh, green cabbage lot. That's what they called it. All right, green cabbage. That makes sense. It's all good. We'll go with that. Ooh, pick another ingredient.
What is that? Cabbage?
It was cabbage.
Cabbage. My goodness.
Hey man, you're the one who said.
Okay, I definitely don't use cabbage. We may have
too late. You've gone too far. You've gone too far. All right, we can change it. What do you want to change it to? What do you want to change it to?
Let's change it to tomatoes. Let's do tomatoes.
All right, tomatoes. We're good. We're going with the pasta sauce now. That's what we're going with. All right. Another ingredient. We got spinach, green leaves on blue plastic bowl, or we got green fruits. These are olives on black basins. We have cooked food in stainless steel cooking pot. Leave that up to your interpretation. Or we have I would say pickles, but it looks like just cucumbers.
Or something. Cucumber, yeah. A ridiculous quiz. I mean, just the combination of ingredients here. Well, obviously, I'd have to go with spinach. I mean, spinach for me is actually the main ingredient. It wouldn't just be another ingredient. But yeah, let's go with spinach.
Okay, we'll go with the spinach. One more, man. All right, we're looking at tomatoes again. Or looking at sardines, I'm assuming is what they wanted. But here it's called pile of fishes. Pile of fishes. Sunlight, heat.
Okay.
We got some red onion going on, or some apple.
All right. Well, since I already got tomatoes, and I would never put sardines in my salad or apples, let's go with the onions.
Okay, we're going with the onions. Now we're hitting it with the dressing. We got mayo. See, again, for some odd reason, no pictures now. We're going straight to just words. Mayo, lemon juice.
Couldn't find some pictures of the same website like the rest of the.
All right, which one? What are we doing? Oil and vinegar, sweet chili.
I never do oil and vinegar. Most likely, I do a combination of like maybe a mayo and a sweet chili.
Okay.
But if we had to pick one, let's go with. But see, this is stupid. I already hate the premise of this quiz because think about it. You wouldn't pick mayo as a dressing for salad. You would pick maybe ranch. You would pick maybe Thousand Island. Or
sure, yeah. All right. Well, let's go ahead and keep. We'll say mayo is the base of the dressing. Yeah.
Let's go with that. Let's go with mayo.
All right, mayo. Here we go. Yo, you got to pick a bowl. I wasn't expecting this one. Hold on. What bowl we going with? Oh. We going with the plain whitey tidies? We going with the fancy little fish scaly kind of looking ones with or like the rice pieces, or we going with the upscale kind of ceramic white off-white eggshell kind of bowl, or are we looking at the wooden pineapple ish bowl?
Quite frankly, I'm digging all these bowls for different reasons, but I guess I'd go with let's go with the ceramic bowl. Let's go with that.
Okay. Ooh, that shit ended a lot quicker than I thought. So again, this was make a salad, and your most underrated trait is your courage. Although it may not be obvious, your courage and ability to act through tough situations is strong. You second guess yourself a lot, but in the end, you'll go for it, and that's admirable. That's great, dude. Hey, yo, man. So,
well,
I gotta say, dude, that's.
I have to say, even though I hated this quiz, but I like the result. I thought the result was fantastic.
I think you're good. I think you're good.
Yeah,
it was good. It was good. Let's make it good.
It actually made me think.
All right, let's look at something that probably we should do here. Go ahead and call me. Ooh. No, let's not do that. Let's bring credibility to us still. Ooh, do you like Harry Potter?
Well, just to let you know, I read the first 4 books and I saw the first 2 movies, but I haven't gone past those.
All right, so we're gonna pass on Harry Potter really quick.
All right.
Let's see. Ooh. You want to do this one? Your cheesecake preference? To see what decade you should live in? Or what state you should live in?
Cheesecake?
I think we should do both of these.
Oh, yeah, let's do that.
Well, we'll do these, alright. And then we'll move on from it.
Let's do it.
Alright. You want to do the cheesecake one or the food preference in what state? I'll do the other one, and then you could do one more.
Let's do food preference in what state?
Alright, so you're going to do that one. So let me go ahead and do the cheesecake one real quick. Just to get,
let's do this one.
Alright, so shout out to Sarah. Alright, we're not looking at Hello There One or anything like that. We're looking at an actual BuzzFeed staff here from Canada showcasing her work about 13 hours ago today. So, you know what?
Yeah,
I'm interested in figuring out what decade I should live in based off of my cheesecake preferences. Alright?
I love it.
So what kind of cheesecake do you want to make? Dude. So personally, I made a traditional one. That's fine. I ain't a big fan of it. No bake? Fuck that. I ain't that lazy. Vegan? Nah. Nah. I'm adding pork fat in everything I can. Alright? There we go. Nah. New York style, dude. New York style? Nah, dude. I don't want to. I'm all about LA, dude. Get that East Coast shit out of here. Don't need that shit. Throw that out. Gluten free? Come on, dude. I'm adding pork fat already to it. Come on. Gluten? Come on. Come on. So, of course, I kind of want the Japanese style cheesecake. Because, I didn't know they had a style of cheesecake. So, I would be interested in learning about it. And I would prefer to do that than all these other shits. Alright? So, I'm going with Japanese style.
If I were to guess, I would say, and I don't, by the way, disclaimer, but if I were to guess, I would say the Japanese style would be a little bit less sweet. Like, a little bit lighter than the others. Because typically, isn't it true that for a lot of, like, Japanese sweets and stuff, it's not as sugary? Like, it's not as sweet as, let's say, like a Mexican flan or like an Indian dessert.
Sure. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I think, from a very high level, yeah. I don't think the Japanese utilize refined sugar as much. They use more natural sugars. So, for example, like mochi, what they do is they break down the starch enough within the rice to create little saccharides that are kind of like sugar, but not really. So it's more of the process and methodology by which you create the sweetness, I think. A lot of their dishes have like pieces that are kind of bitter that kind of offset the sweetness, so you're not taken too far back when they actually do add sugar or cane syrup or whatever. Like tea, for example, is typically a little on the bitter side because it's roasted plants, right? Yet they have like matcha, green tea, mochis, and shit like that, which are desserts. And I think the bitterness flavors, or their ability to balance it, is really great in showcasing a not so sweet sort of dessert that is actually slightly sweet.
Are you a fan of mochi ice cream?
I love mochi, dude. I like everything about Japanese style food. I think they do it right. They do it simple, and they don't stray far away from the actual ingredients that they're utilizing. Rather than bastardize a product, they showcase it to the best of their ability. If that makes sense.
I feel you on that.
Mm-hmm.
And I brought up the mochi because, you know, in Costco, which is a place that I've been going to surprisingly more frequently recently.
Okay.
They have this brand called Bubbies. You might have heard of it before. It's called Bubbies, and basically they have different flavors of mochi ice cream.
Okay.
Mango, strawberry, like whatever. They basically sell it in like this combo pack.
Okay.
$12, and it is amazing. Like, it is really, really good. And you're right in the sense that the mochi itself, the dough or whatever that is, there's like a light sweetness to it. Like, it is nice. It tastes good. Like, it's not overpowering in any way. And when you have the ice cream inside of it, in that little pouch, it's wonderful.
Oh yeah. I think they do a good job of balancing different kinds of flavors.
For sure. And it also makes you realize one thing too, that, you know, I think we talked about this last time. We've eaten so many processed foods and just like all these different chemicals have been in our bodies that it's almost like it takes more of a sugar or more of a salt for us to really feel the taste, to really feel the potency of it. Whereas I think if you grow up with a diet that's like maybe not as heavy on those things, it allows you to appreciate the subtleties, the delicacies a little bit more. And I think in that way, that's really embodied in Japanese food culture. It's not really about shoving all the flavor in your face.
Whoa. It's always about shoving things in your face. Come on.
Well, I beg to differ, but all right. I feel you, though. I feel you. So let's get back to this cheesecake stuff.
All right. Ooh, we're picking crust now. All right. So what crust am I looking at? Am I looking at graham cracker, traditional, chocolate cookie crumble? Looking a little enticing here. Gluten free? No, I'm not even reading the rest of that. I already lost my respect there. Ooh, Nilla wafer. Enticing. Old school. Classic. Something we grew up with. 90s object.
Sure.
Pretzel crumble. Yeah, not in this case. Or brown. Ooh. Brownie. So, if it were just me right now, what I would choose is Nilla wafer.
Why? That's like the...
Exactly. No, exactly. That's exactly why I would pick it. So let me go through it. Graham cracker, everyone does. I don't want to be just everybody. Cookie crumble, I get it. But I feel like because I'm already taking the Japanese style on the cheesecake itself, I don't want to be adding this processed bullshit. This cream processed bullshit. I would much rather have just the cookie, the chocolate, right? Gluten free, yeah, no, fuck that shit. Pretzel crumble, fantastic. I don't want it to be salty, so I'm not going to be doing pretzel crumble. And then brownie, I was stuck between brownie and Nilla wafer. To me, I wanted kind of more of a plain taste, so I wanted to exclude chocolate. So I went with Nilla wafer. Little banana undertone, little vanilla undertone. Kind of almost like a graham cracker, but not a graham cracker when it comes to texture. Right? That's why I'm going with Nilla wafer, man.
I gotta say, though, before you move on to the next one, like, you know, for me, I love the Oreo cookie crumble. Like, that's one of my favorite things.
Sure, yeah. You get that in like your Poke Bowl too, don't you?
It might as well. My Poke Bowl, my frozen yogurt, everything. And you know, for me though, like I love brownies independently.
Sure.
Right? Like, brownies by themselves are fantastic. And I was thinking in my head, what would I pick here if I had cheesecake as the main thing?
Sure.
And to me, a brownie and cheesecake combination although it is extremely decadent and when done right, it is delicious. I think to really highlight the cheesecake portion of it for me, I think I'd go with the chocolate cookie crumble, man, just to kind of have that as a crust. And you can buy that shit. You can go to Ralph's and buy one of those.
Yeah,
like,
but dude,
Oreo.
hey, man, I'm not just trying to make something you could buy, man. Like, I'm trying to be something different. Something that you're gonna come to Bunso for. Oh, shout out to Bunso right there, Bunso. Shout out. All right. You know what? All right, let's go ahead. Main flavor. Boom. Ooh, there's 9. Ooh. I'm excited.
This is a good one for you, man.
Oh, dude, I'm loving it. Yo, the next one that you do for food is gonna be so shit compared to this one.
It's gonna be trash.
Yo, it's because I got Sarah. A shout out to Sarah. I don't have that hello there. I got a real person.
You got a salary employee for BuzzFeed. I got some user on Reddit that's generating these pics.
It was a bot, dude.
It's a bot. It wasn't even a user.
Alright, main flavor of filling. Vanilla. I'm going to pass on vanilla. That's plain. Lemon. Maybe. I'm going to look at the rest really quick. Matcha. I would if I didn't choose Japanese style. But because I chose Japanese style, I don't want to go too heavy on the Japanese style. So I'm passing on the matcha. Peanut butter. Maybe. Not a big flavor. Or not a big supporter of that as a necessary flavor. But because it's Japanese style, maybe a little tamed rather than upfront. Chocolate. Nah, fuck that. That shit's in everything. Salted caramel. Overrated. Not about that life. Coffee. Yeah, nah. Ooh, pumpkin. Pumpkin. Alright. And then we got lime. I'm going with pumpkin.
Damn, man. I would never pick pumpkin.
Yo, dude. Yo, hey, the one thing I miss. Alright. So first off, when do you eat pumpkin pie?
For like Thanksgiving or Halloween.
Exactly. You eat it maybe 1 month of a 12-month year.
Sure.
What happens to production of pumpkins for those remaining 11 months?
Production.
No, seriously. Like, non-existent, right? Non-existent.
Well, yeah, it goes way down because nobody's buying that
Boom.
shit.
Yo, that means I got a supplier going, and I'm like, yo, I'm going to need your whole supply of pumpkins in the month of January, February, and March. I get that shit on lockdown, dude. My supply cost is going to be so low, I could be pumping these suckers out. But to be real, aside from money, to me,
right.
This is when I want to create something, I want to create something that's different. I want to create something that's like not too far away, where it's like, yo, you're putting fish in the dessert. Like, I don't want people to like be fearful of the flavors. I want people to be like, oh, I never thought of it that way. Let me try it out. Oh, this shit works out. Fantastic.
You know what's gonna happen, bro? Like, I know this quiz is about like what kind of cheesecake would like put you in what decade or whatnot. Put you in the future. They're gonna put you in like 2050. Like, oh, this guy just has no idea what the hell he's doing. He deserves to be in the future.
All right. So look, vanilla. It's basically vanilla already. That's plain cheesecake. Lemon, cool. But then I would have picked lime over lemon because lime supposedly is better and harder to work with. Matcha, we went over. Peanut butter. Could have gone with peanut butter, but I would have gone with peanut butter if I chose a chocolate kind of topping or a crust, but I didn't. All right.
Okay.
Chocolate, nah, fuck that shit. Salted caramel, fuck that shit. Coffee, my ass is trying to enjoy this at nighttime. And then pumpkin, man. Yeah, pumpkin. That's where it's at. All right. So let's go with the toppings real quick. Toppings, we got blueberries, sprinkles, raspberries, chocolate, cherries, or coconut. So I got Japanese style.
I know what you're gonna pick. I'm gonna hate it. Go ahead.
So I'm going with what so far I got Japanese style. Right, I got vanilla wafers. Yeah. And I got pumpkin.
Ugh.
I honestly wish I didn't have to pick a topping. I did not think this far ahead. Alright. So I can say right off the bat, I'm taking out cherries. I'm taking out raspberries. I'm considering coconut. I'm considering sprinkles for sure.
Really?
Yeah, because sprinkles don't add any flavor. It's just more of a decorative piece. Dark chocolate, again, I'm trying to stay away from being beta. Like, nah, fuck that. I'm going straight alpha for this shit when I'm making it. And
straight alpha.
Yeah, and I'm gonna pick sprinkles. I'm picking sprinkles, going alpha on this sucker.
You're a walking oxymoron, my friend.
Yo, dude. Hey, so all right, let me take you through it. I don't think pumpkin works with these at all. Maybe with coconut, and maybe with the dark chocolate. I ain't trying to be no beta shit. Everybody uses this shit. Fuck that. Coconut, people hate it or love it. Sprinkles doesn't taste like anything, and kids love that shit. So not only am I creating something that adults will be like, oh, you've perked my interest. Let me buy a slice for you for $10. Now I got kids coming up like, yo, that shit looks delicious. Mom, Dad, buy me a slice, please. Boom, another $10.
I appreciate this sales pitch, and to be honest with you, I think it makes sense and it's consistent with your theme of innovation. Because I've never in my life seen a cheesecake with sprinkles on top. I've never seen it.
Exact. It's totally different. With a vanilla wafer crust, dude. Look at that. All right. What do I got next? Oh, fuck. I got more toppings. Shit. All right.
You're going to look for more sprinkles, buddy?
Yeah, can I double down? I got fresh strawberries, bananas, pecan. Oh, pecans might work, actually. Going with that Thanksgiving theme-ish. Peanut butter cups, mango chunks, milk chocolate. All right. I'm going with pecans. No, well, actually, all right. I'm stuck between bananas and pecans. Fuck the strawberries. That's just basic. Fuck the chocolate. Again, I'm staying away from that. Peanut butter. If I got a peanut butter base, I would have doubled down on this. Mango chunks. Man, I ain't no fruit, dude. I already got sprinkles on there. I gotta man up a little bit. All right. So we're going with sliced bananas and candy pecans, dude.
Bananas and sprinkles. That's your.
Yo, dude, that's what I'm thinking, man. I'm thinking it's gonna sell. I'm thinking. I'm going with pecans. I think the nuttiness will lend itself as a subtle flavor to the Japanese style cheesecake.
But you realize that it's not just regular pecans; they're candied pecans. So
Exactly.
Super sweet.
Exactly. So now I'm saying, like, you know what? Fuck the Japanese style. My shit's gonna be sweet.
Yeah, like,
boom. Boom.
Your concoction is like an antithesis. It's like
Yo.
totally contradictory.
And that's why it's perfect, because you know what? You're not even going to know the pecans are there, because the sprinkles are going to cover it. They're going to be like little pops of sugar. All right, you know what? And I just noticed this. I'm like halfway through the page. How many shits do I have to fucking add?
Our podcast is going to be about this BuzzFeed quiz. This whole thing. Keep going, though. Keep going.
All right, here we go. Fucking hell, dude. All right, final. We're on the final touch. All right. Lemon curd, Nutella. Oh, again, we're adding a final touch to the cheesecake. Lemon curd, Nutella, caramel sauce, strawberry sauce, chocolate fudge, whipped cream. I'm going with the whipped... Ooh! All right, well, first off, I'm going with the whipped cream. Lemon curd might have been nice. I don't think it works out with pumpkin. And walnuts. Nutella, that's just way too easy to work with anything. Nutty, chocolatey, sure. But nah, I ain't about that. Caramel. Again, I'm trying to tame the sweetness. I already kind of strayed a little bit with those candied peanuts.
Yeah.
Or peanuts, sorry, walnuts. What, pecans? Pecans. All right. Getting ahead of myself here. Chocolate fudge. Again, I'm trying to stay away from that. Strawberry sauce. I don't think it would work flavor profile wise. Whipped cream. Nice, simple. You could build some height to the cheesecake with it. I'm going with whipped cream. Nice little place where the snowy sprinkles can kind of, add some depth to it. All right. And that means I belong in the 80s. Boom. Born in the 80s. I am true to who I am. Yeah. Look at that. That's me right there.
Let's I'll read the thing for you. So you belong in the 80s. You're destined for the days of Tetris, shoulder pads, and synth pop. And your love of bright flavors will serve you well. What are you waiting for? Pack your bags and set your time machine to the 80s.
Yeah, man. See? Hey, dude. You know what? I'm ready. I'm ready for it, man. I'm ready for it. And kid you not, I was actually looking for some like retro looking sweaters that kind of have like that blocky, really bright colored sort of outlook. I spent a good like 30 minutes on that today. So I'm liking it, man.
Something about?
No, I couldn't justify spending that much money. All right, man. Let's go ahead and do this. Oh, excuse me.
Let's do the second.
Yo, you got yourself a contributor finally. So now, Arjun.
Okay, let me.
We're gonna do this.
Okay,
your food preferences.
This is. Yes, let's. I'm gonna read it out. So this is hopefully an amazing food quiz by Joanna Bournes, a BuzzFeed contributor, salaried employee. Shout out. And the quiz title, posted 12 hours ago in the food section, is: Your food preferences will reveal what state you should live in. Are you in a snack state of mind? All right.
Ooh.
Let's see. Pick a breakfast. And let's see what the options are here: cereal, smoothie, pancakes, eggs, oatmeal, or just coffee. Well, to be honest with you, I'm not much of a breakfast person. I usually skip it almost all, especially on weekdays.
Okay.
But if I had to pick, the closest thing would probably be like a cereal bar.
Ooh.
So because I'm saying cereal bar, I'm gonna go with cereal.
Oh, I thought it was just coffee for some odd reason, but yeah, all right, cereal works. Hey, what's your favorite, or what cereal bar are you on right now?
So it depends. Sometimes it could be like a Fiber One. You know those.
Okay.
Fiber One bars
Respectable.
You get at Costco.
Respectable.
I've dabbled with Chewy. Chewy's always been not really a big fan of Chewy, but I've dabbled with it.
Okay.
What else is there? There's the Nutri-Grain or Nutri-Valley, whatever it is. Nurture-Valley? What's it called? I forget.
You know what? We'll call it Neuter Valley. Neuter Valley sounds good.
Neuter Valley. That sounds right. It has a nice ring to it. So you just chomp off the Neuter Valley bars there. They're pretty crunchy too. So yeah, it's a mix. I don't have a consistent go-to, but it's a mix for sure.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and move on. Let's move on. Pick a lunch. Pick a lunch.
Pick a lunch. All right. I actually would have to go with a salad for this one.
Ooh. Is it going to be a tomato salad?
Well, that's the main ingredient. You have to add fish and sprinkles on top to mix it up a little bit. All right, let's see what we got for dinner. I'm guessing dinner's next, or maybe it's the afternoon.
Pick a dinner.
Okay. Ooh, okay. Okay, this is probably between a stir fry and a fish. Let's go with a stir fry. I like stir fry.
Ooh, okay. Hey, why stir fry over fish?
Well, I think stir fry is more versatile. You can just throw in any kind of veggies you have. Maybe you have some rice, or maybe you have noodles, or whatever. And you just mix it all together, stir it up, fry it up. Easy.
Ooh, okay. All right, pick a snack.
Snack. All right. I'm gonna go with let's go with banana.
Ooh, you would choose a phallic one. There we go.
Yeah, and I should probably be a better job at entertaining the guests here. So the options for snack are banana, almonds, chips, cheese, candy, and popcorn. Popcorn, I'm not really a huge fan of popcorn. Like, if it's at the movies or something, I may share some, but I'm not going for it myself, really. Candy's fantastic, but I really shouldn't. I should try not to eat snack. Cheese by itself, I mean, if there's nothing else in the fridge, I might grab a slice of that Kraft. You never know.
Well, I'm pretty sure if you pick cheese, that is sending you straight to Wisconsin. Like that's what you're gonna end up with.
I think so. I'd be a cheesehead. Almonds. I'm okay with almonds, but it's never something I reach for. Chips are fantastic as well, but again, I try to stay away as much as possible from chips. But you know what though? I'm tempted to switch it up to chips actually, because I do enjoy chips as a snack. Let's do chips. Yeah, let's do chips.
Right, we're doing chips.
I'd reach chips more often than a banana.
Got it.
Next one. Let's see what we got.
All right. What time do you want to eat? Want to eat dinner?
Okay, that's a great question, because Dawn knows I usually eat dinner like on weekdays around 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Like as I'm preparing for the weekends. That's why I'm delaying the time a little bit. I would say, 8 p.m. is fine. That's solid. Let's go with 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
All for it. What's your favorite meal?
What meal is your favorite? Well, I skip breakfast. Lunch, I'm usually okay on lunch. Dinner, I like. Brunch is fantastic on the weekends. Midday snack, that's hardly a meal. Night snack, that could be fun. A late night snack could be fun, but I would have to go with dinner. Tried and true. Look forward to it. End of the day, done with work. Enjoy it.
Got it.
Wow. Now next, what we got next?
Dessert.
Oh my god! Look at all this. Well, obviously I'm not going. The fruit can just be chucked out the window right now. The real options are ice cream, cake, pie, tiramisu, and creme brulee. It's funny. I have a little side story here. Old acquaintance of mine from some summer school class. I think it was like MAE 52 from UCI, where I had to learn SolidWorks. He was such a big fan of creme brulee. Like, that's all he ate. And we were talking to this guy, like, what do you mean that I saw you? He's like, yeah, I ate creme brulee for lunch and dinner, and I just bought like this case of Costco, and I've been doing it for a week now. And I'm like, really? That's okay for you? Like,
dude,
you're doing
that's basically like just milk and eggs that he's like subsisting on, and sugar, of course.
Sugar, man, it's a lot of sugar, but that's his swag right there. That's probably what gave him energy. So for a dessert, I would probably have to say no to cake. I'm not really a big cake fan. I like tiramisu, but sometimes it's too sweet. Ice cream is very open-ended. I like picking desserts that are open-ended. It could be mixed with things like Oreo cookie crumbles. Hint, hint. But let's go with ice cream.
All right, ice cream. Ooh, yo, you're living with Kanye, man. You got Colorado.
Isn't Kanye in Wyoming?
Is he? I thought it was Colorado.
Yeah, he's in Wyoming, I think.
Yo, all right, so you're a trendsetter then, man. Well, I think Colorado's actually already set.
But wait, I don't understand. So what's the justification? Like, there's no.
You should live in Colorado. They're saying like, fuck it. You chose all the wrong things. Get the fuck out of California. That's what they're going with, I think.
Can you do this yourself? Since it's a short one, can you redo this?
All right. So I'm gonna do it real quick. Breakfast. Yeah. Typically for me, I got coffee. Lunch.
Okay.
But I'm going with, if I had the choice, I would go with a pizza or a burger. All right. A dinner. Actually, you know what? No, I would pick a burrito if I could. Dinner. What I'm going with, if I really had the choice, would be fried chicken or a steak. Ideally, it's a chicken fried steak. All right, but we're going with fried chicken. Okay. Snack. You're too nice between going considering banana. Nah, fuck that, dude. You know what we're going with? Nah, we're going with candy. All right, that's how we're going.
I love it. You keep it real, man.
Dude, I'm telling you, hey, if I had a liquor store and an unlimited budget, I'm not reaching for any of this shit. I'm going straight for the candy. All right.
I got you, man. I got you.
What time do I want to eat dinner? I want to do 6. And the reason being is because nah, man, it's all of them for sure.
All the time.
Oh yeah, all the time. But if it has to be dinner, I'm doing 6 because I know the follow-up question is what my favorite meal is. The dinner that comes after my 6 p.m. dinner. We're going with the late night snack. All right, that is my favorite. Because here, that means tacos, that means street dogs, that means, it can mean so many things, right? And dessert, I'm going with my pie, that cheesecake. And that means I got Texas, hell yeah, dude. That's because I'm a fat ass. Everything's bigger in Texas. I'm all for it, dude. Hey, yo, I'd rather be in Texas than Colorado, bro. I'm just saying.
Would you really?
Yeah. Have you been to either?
I've been to Texas. I've been to Dallas, and it was nice. Like it's
just hot.
True what they say.
It's sticky.
It is very hot. It's super humid like all the time.
Yeah, man.
You really can't live without the AC.
Yep.
Whether you're out and about inside a restaurant or a shopping district, as soon as you step outside of the store, oh my gosh, it's like a furnace, man. It's horrible. I'm sure you get used to it, but it's not even that. The thing that I remember the most about Dallas is how. You know the expression, everything's bigger in Texas? And you look around, you look at the buildings, you look at the gas stations, the supermarkets, the houses even. Everything does look larger, and everybody has more land.
Well, I know for me, at least, when it came to that, I remember going to this barbecue spot, which was an equivalent to like a fast food place because they had a drive-through. When we went in, we didn't get like a little bag or anything like that. We got a damn school cafeteria tray where they put our meal on. And to me, they had like ribs, brisket, collard greens, they had pecan pie right there. And then on top of that, they had a salad bar where there was more pecan pie, some mac and cheese, some mashed potatoes, and that was unlimited. All for like, $12, $13. And I was like, I can get used to this. This was in Houston maybe when I worked as a consultant for a while. I was loving it, man. I'm loving it. But I couldn't get used to the weather. That shit's rough.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, man.
Well, I have to say, this adventure through BuzzFeed has been quite interesting.
I know now that I should be living in Colorado.
Yep.
And you should time travel back to the 80s.
Hell yeah, in Texas. In Texas, too. Yeehaw. Yeehaw.
That's right. So I think we have a couple of more quick hitters
Sure thing.
before we close this out. So,
all right.
It has been some time since we talked about the infamous Ball family, led by the patriarch LeVar Ball, and donned by the chosen one, Lonzo Ball, who still remains, one of my favorite players in the NBA.
Overrated.
Overrated. Sure.
Overrated.
I know some of us in this podcast believe that his little brother, LaMelo, is that his name? LaMelo, yeah. LaMelo is going to be, amazing. Some people think it's going to be the best ball brother of the league. You never know. It's possible. It's possible. But I will say, I've been looking up some news recently, and I've found that, surprisingly, all three Ball brothers, LaMelo, the middle one, LiAngelo, and the oldest one, Lonzo, start great teams. And of course, let's remember that the biggest person to sign with Rock Nation was Kevin Durant. Probably a few years back when he signed with the Nets, maybe 1 year ago actually, he changed agents and he went full force with Jay-Z.
Okay.
And I thought to myself, I understand it. I think, it makes sense why Lonzo would change an agent, because remember before he had some issues with the Big Baller brand and that one guy named Allen who was kind of embezzling money from him for years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense for him to cut ties with that kind of affiliation and go towards something that's kind of on the come up. I would call Rock Nation on the come up, and you're somewhat not really directly represented by Jay-Z, but you're affiliated with Jay-Z, and that's always nice.
Mm-hmm.
Jay-Z seems to be the big brother of hip-hop and, I guess, in a greater perspective, African-American culture. I say that in multiple ways because I think when 21 Savage was incarcerated or arrested, whatever it was, Jay-Z was the one who stepped up and said, hey, I got you, I'm going to hire a lawyer for you. And when Meek Mill was going through his legal problems, I think Jay-Z was right there too. And it almost seems like as Jay-Z is approaching age 49, 50, seeing all the things that he has seen in the world and accomplishing everything that he has, he's becoming the well-respected, venerated elder statesman of the game. And somebody that people aspire to be. People are learning how to, develop their own life based on his blueprint. 1, 2, 3, depending on
Yeah, I know which one.
And all of them are good. I actually like the last one a lot. It was kind of the they had some features on there like Kanye. I think Drake was on there. That was a good one. But anyways, I like this article. I thought it was cool. I should shout out who the hell wrote this story. This of course was found on ESPN rather recently, written by Jonathan Giovanni on April 27th.
Mm-hmm.
And it brought to my attention basically the draft is still going to happen this year, even though the NBA season, the 2019-2020 NBA season, may be in jeopardy. It's still possible that the draft will go on later in the summer, because you don't really need to have the players there physically for it to happen. And now this kind of got me thinking a couple of things. The first one, and I think I know the answer to this, but the first one, my question to you, Don, when is LaMelo going to be drafted? Is he going number 1 overall?
Top 3.
Top 3. Wow. It's a confident top 3. You think You think it might be like Atlanta, maybe, or like what other team might?
You know, I don't even know what teams or what picks are where. I don't think has that been decided yet.
Well, it's all up in the air because the season hasn't
exactly
really
right.
Yet.
I think, regardless of what teams are in the top 3, so long as you already don't have a championship contender, like I actually bring that up on this side. Was it 2021 NBA draft?
2020.
All right, Warriors, Cavs, Timberwolves. I could see him joining the Warriors, for example, because, well, shit, like, they're already shooters. Why not put Clay on this small forward and basically have 3 points of attack at all points of the game to spread the floor?
Mm-hmm.
Cavaliers, well, they could use a lot of help, so I'm sure that would help out. I'm assuming this Anthony Edwards is a much greater asset than LaMelo may seem. Timberwolves, well, they already got Russell, but I could see them taking LaMelo if they're willing to gamble a bit. And then it shows, well, the fucking Hawks are taking them. Right? I think LaMelo Ball plays similar to what Trae Young is. Trae Young is listed as a point guard, but that fucker could just freaking score like crazy. That's the new standard for a guard. It's whether you're a big guard where you're pretty much a small forward, or you're a small guard that is like Curry. That's the new kind of archetype, right?
Sure.
I think, yeah, you know what? I stick by it. I think top 3. I think the Warriors may pass on them because if this Weissman really is a center, they actually need a center, and they don't need a shooter typically. Nor do I think they want to deal with a complainer or someone that could be a complainer. They didn't want to deal with Russell already, so they traded his ass off. Cavs, I could see the Cavs taking it, just because they could use someone to build around. Because who's on the Cavs right now? Can you name anything aside from Love?
Yeah. No, I can actually, and that's the thing. They actually do have 2 young guards to build around. One of them being Colin Sexton Jr.
Sure, Mr. Intensity right there.
And then the other being Darius Garland.
Okay.
And I think there's actually a third too. There's another guard forward guy who's really good at scoring. I forget his name.
Pointer, Dylan Wilder. Let me see. Sexton's right there. Dellavedova. That's the guy you're talking about. The All-Star, right? Dellavedova? No. All right. Okay. Dante Exum. But he's getting he's young, but he's, depending on how you see it, getting on the older side of things.
No, not them. Let me take a look. I gotta zoom in a little bit here to see what you're talking about. It is wow, okay, I guess maybe none of these guys. Never mind. Yeah. I don't know who I was thinking of. I thought there was like another Kevin Porter Jr. Kevin Porter Jr., that guy. Okay. There we go. Kevin Porter Jr. He's pretty good too. Here's the thing though. Here's the thing. I think LaMelo, based off of hype alone, he's probably more talented than anybody on this roster other than Kevin Love.
Drummond.
Just based off and Drummond. Okay. Got a shout out.
Yeah, dude. I'm not gonna let that one pass.
I think I really don't like the Cavs, to put it perfectly bluntly. I didn't like it when LeBron went to the Cavs the first time, like he got drafted by them, because I thought to myself, oh, this means we have to pay attention to Cleveland for the next 7-8 years.
Sure.
And that was true. And then when LeBron went back to the Cavs, it's like, oh man, okay, we got to pay more attention to Cleveland. And it's like Cleveland to me, like it's never an appealing team. I used in the NBA 2K games that I used to play. I never really liked the uniforms. I never thought much of the team history. I don't think they won much before LeBron. And I just thought to myself, after LeBron's done with the Cavs, I hope they just go back to being irrelevant. I don't want them to get a star player and have me pay attention to them again, have the nation's interest on them again. Sunday night games, Tuesday night games, Thursday on TNT. I don't want to see that again.
Sure.
So for that reason alone, I would prefer LaMelo not go to the Cavs. The Hawks are interesting to me because if you do pair Trae Young with LaMelo, that sounds like it could be a dangerous duo. Kind of like CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard, right? Kind of reminds you of that.
No, more firepower. Smaller, but more firepower. Smaller, but more firepower.
Oh, you're saying the Blazers are smaller and more firepower?
I'm saying the Hawks would be smaller than Lillard and McCollum.
How though? I thought LaMelo
They're just
was
tinier
taller than all.
But like, look at how scrawny that fucker is. I'm meaning defensively. You can't really argue defense for either of them, either teams.
Exactly.
I just think, they're younger, right? Less veteran-like. They haven't had that hardened kind of thick skin yet. That takes a couple years. So that's kind of what I mean. And they're on average, I would say, on the skinnier side.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I mean, obviously, Dame Lillard, he's all-star. He's one of the best point guards in the game already. CJ McCollum, he can hold his own against anyone.
Hell yeah.
Obviously, they're going to basically run those two in the Hawks out of the building. If it was LaMelo and Trae, they wouldn't stand a chance.
In year one,
but,
sure.
In year one, as long as Damian Lillard and CJ Mack are in their prime, I would say they'd be pretty solid.
Sure.
My question about LaMelo is this, and I must preface my comment by saying that the last time I saw any footage of LaMelo was back when he first joined that Lithuanian basketball team. Do you remember that? Like, it was him and his brother signed to
where he was playing like he was still in Chino Hills, basically.
Exactly. He was dropping like a lot of points every game. Yeah, LeVar Ball was behind the ball. It was such a farce of a exhibition rather, that LeVar Ball was even the coach for one game. Like, they put him in a suit and they let him coach, and the real coach was just laying back, just kind of shaking his head, just thinking, like, what did I get myself into? Like, is my life owned by the Ball family now? And I don't know if the team necessarily won games, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I didn't even follow it. Yeah.
So,
I get your concern, but have you seen Weissman play? Have you seen Anthony Edwards play? Have you seen Danny Avdija? Right?
I don't know any of these people.
Yeah, no, and that's why it's one of those. I think. Sorry, let me think about this before I say it.
Sure.
In the draft, it's a gamble regardless of who the players are or what the pool is. Lately, you're more likely to find a unicorn that nobody's seeing in 1, 2, and 3 than it is getting a 1, 2, and 3 pick that are actually super stellar right out of the gate. You're seeing better stories like Jason Tatum, who went at 4, for example, or Luka, who went at 6 or 7, something like that.
Right.
So, I think those that are placed at 1, 2, and 3 are arguably great players and may become great role players, or possible 6 men of the year in the future, like yours truly, Lonzo Ball. Possible, right? It's a stretch, but we'll at least, we'll give them that little, like, okay, maybe when they mature, 6 man of the year, something like that. I think it's a right gamble to take when it comes to this LaMelo Ball, because some people say that Lonzo is the best Ball brother, but LaMelo has been watching the best Ball brother and arguably is a better shooter than Lonzo, while still having some sort of handle. Whether or not he has the court vision Lonzo has is debatable. I mean, the courts in Eastern Europe or Australia are maybe a little bit shorter than that of here in the States.
So you're saying LaMelo's like short-sighted, nearsighted, right? Is that your argument?
I think it's better to gamble seeing how Lonzo has flourished this year and has court vision, why not gamble on someone that is a better shooter, hands down better shooter than Lonzo? You can admit that yourself. And if you don't, you're bad.
Dale McGee is a better shooter than Lonzo. Right. You're not really saying anything new with this, but here's my argument against that.
Okay.
How do you know that LaMelo is the right gamble when these other guys could also be the right gamble? It's like, what about LaMelo stands out to you?
I don't know. Hype. You follow the hype. You follow that current era of small ball. Let's look this guy up really quick. All right, so obviously you don't want to send it right now unless he's super stellar. I'm assuming this Wiseman is super stellar. Let's go ahead and look up this.
That's totally think about what you just said. You don't want a center right now unless he's super stellar. Obviously, the top picks in a draft, the top projected picks are going to be stellar.
I mean, personally, all right. If the Lakers had number 2, would you gamble on LaMelo?
Is Wiseman gone?
Yeah, Wiseman's gone.
Okay, would I gamble on LaMelo? Well, I need to learn more about Anthony Edwards and this Tyrese Halliburton.
Yo, I thought you were down with LeVar, dude. Like, come on, why are you hesitating? He's supposed to be like, yeah. Well,
here's the thing. I liked Lonzo, and of course, as people know already, I was saddened when he left the Lakers, not by his own choice. He was traded away.
Hell yeah. Fuck that guy.
and wow, and I gotta say, like, LaMelo, to me, I just don't know what to think of him. I haven't seen enough game footage to really gamble that high of a pick on him. I worry that he may be one of those players that simply never plays defense.
Sure.
And for the team to win with him, he needs to be on a really bad team. Kind of like a Michael Carter Williams or like a Trae Young now, but nowhere near as talented as a Trae Young. I think this is a misconception that people like you have, Don. I think you believe that LaMelo Ball fits into that Trae Young.
Ooh, you see that? Hold on. Look at that. A vertical going on right here. Woo. Look at this. Boom. Ooh, he got springs. But go ahead. Sorry. Ooh, he got a jumper.
Yeah, I'm definitely watching these.
Ooh, look at that. Boom. But, by the way, this is Bleacher Report. March 18th, 2020.
Got you. To be honest with you, it's easy to find these highlights of, AAU players scoring 50, 60 points. Mm-hmm. It's easy to find highlights of guys like LaMelo Ball, even LiAngelo Ball. You can find highlights of LiAngelo Ball dominating. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And it doesn't mean much in the NBA. Like, what is LaMelo doing that's special here that makes you think it'll translate into the NBA?
In all honesty, because there is no March Madness this year, it's hard for me to judge how these eligible draftees kind of stack up against each other.
Right.
To me, any player that plays internationally and has a strong impact seems to have a strong impact when they enter the NBA. The key case in point being in, you guessed it, Luka and even Porzingis, though Porzingis got hurt. I think they're steals because they have developed, right?
Right.
They arguably could have been first picks.
I agree with you, but you have to remember, in the case of Luka specifically,
sure,
he was a proven winner.
Oh, he was the MVP of the Spanish League, yeah.
Exactly. He was a proven winner internationally.
Sure. What about Porzingis?
What has LaMelo done, though? LaMelo hasn't really done anything.
He's saving it.
Yeah. Saving it for later.
I think it's a toss-up. Again, because March Madness isn't here. We haven't seen the completion of the college season. It's hard to say. LaMelo has played with grown men, but not U.S. Like, he wasn't competing against the peers or the cream of the crop that fill the draft class this year.
Oh, wait a second. So I think I get what your argument is. Your argument is basically that because there's no March Madness, LaMelo is actually just as big of a gamble as anybody else in the top four.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if there was March Madness, we would know, oh yeah, Wiseman, he can hoop. Edwards, he can hoop. We'd know the rest.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder then, there's this other guy.
No, and I say that because I haven't seen college basketball throughout its normal season before this whole predicament that we're in now. I use March Madness as the indicator of like who the real cream of the crop are. Right. Like my ass didn't know anything about damn Markelle Fultz until like draft night came around, or the week before. We were like, oh, Markelle Fultz, D2 player.
Yeah, but Fultz, did he even play in March Madness? I don't think.
No, because he was. I think it was a D2 team that he was on.
Right. So basically, what you're saying is like around the time March Madness comes up, that's when you do your research and you figure out which players are good. I got you. I got you. I feel you. So I guess, kind of moving forward a little bit now, but going back to the Rock Nation topic, I kind of wonder. We talked about Lonzo. You hate him. I like him a lot.
I don't hate him. I strongly dislike him.
He's a bum. If I were to ask you, you'd say yes, right? You would say yes. So Don thinks Lonzo is a bum. I think he's good. LaMelo might be somebody to look forward to. Maybe did you run any simulations? Did you find anybody that ran some simulations in 2K? Perhaps
I did. And you know what? Let me actually find that YouTube video. I think it would be beneficial for us, and we could, I think, end on this note.
Sure.
Let's see. LaMelo Ball simulation. Boom! See, you can see I fucking watch that shit. Hell yeah.
Assists per game.
Alright, so you know what? Let's just look at his end of series take. So, like I said, he gets drafted by Atlanta. He eventually makes his way to Golden State sometime in the future in the simulation by Click Productions late last year, December 31st. He ends up being with Darius Garland in the Warriors, the new Big Two over there. Alright, and then what happens is let's see if he has it here actually. No, he doesn't. He showcases what his accolades are. So let's go ahead and look at that.
He'll put up 19 points on 6 for 16 shooting. Jabari Smith retired against Dallas. We go up Dallas and we get eliminated in the conference finals. LaMelo Ball, I'm assuming in a bench role, averaged 9 points and 4 assists. This is probably it. This is officially it. LaMelo Ball and James Wiseman.
So first off, boom, he spent 20 years as a pro. 21. Retires at the age of 40. Solid career. Alright. Now we look at that. Now if we look at his accolades throughout the year, let me make this a little bit bigger. He was MVP 9 times. 9-time MVP. Starting in 2026. So of course there's a little bit of a ramp up that takes time. Or it takes time. And then he was a champion in a three-peat. He forms his own little dynasty here in 36, 37, 38 when he's a solid vet. And then he was an all-star 16 times. And first team All-NBA 13 times. Right?
Yeah,
continue.
I mean, look, don't get me wrong.
All-time defense. First team all-defense. 10 years.
Okay, calm your tits.
Hey, man. Oh, total points of all time. Third. Okay. Just under. LeBron James.
Let me.
Oh, look at this. Rebounds. 94th in all, in history. He's look at this.
Okay. Let me tell you one thing.
Okay.
What probably happened here, and I'm going to put water on this parade so fast.
Okay.
What probably happened, they created a custom draft class where LaMelo was given incredible potential. A+ potential.
Sure.
And they basically tweak the sliders and everything to make sure that he stands out for this YouTube video.
LeBron James Jr. LeBron James Jr.
Yeah, okay. There you go. And who the hell are these other people?
These are people that retire in 20 or Hall of Fame inductees.
Oh, okay. I guess that's great. I mean, this guy is truly a fan of LaMelo. He is probably somebody that will buy LaMelo's jersey and hope that he makes it all the way to the finals every year. I don't see it. I don't really see LaMelo as a
You know, you're just a hater,
status.
dude. You're just a hater. See, we differ and we take opposite sides when it comes to Lonzo and LaMelo.
Brothers, we
Yeah.
differ.
Dude, because I think LaMelo is the bigger gamble that I'm willing to take. I'd rather go with that than the safer Lonzo bet, where
I disagree. I actually think that if you look back in time, Lonzo being a pass-first point guard without a consistent...
the guy who covers his own vision with his forearm when shooting, that guy?
Yeah, like, that kind of guy is a big gamble. And to be honest with you, it didn't work out. He was not working out for the Lakers. That's why he was traded.
Mm-hmm. I think the stock value, because LaMelo is typically holding the ball, last name, is much higher. So I think it's actually less of a gamble. But because of the whole Hollywood status that the Ball family has, and the expectation of drama that comes with drafting a ball player is there, it compounds the risk involved in drafting him from an organizational standpoint. But I think if you look at him purely as a player, he is the best ball brother. And it would be foolish of you to pass on this potential. Unless, of course, supposedly Wiseman's great. So, unless Wiseman's on the table or something of that sort.
You might be right. You know, I'm willing to wait and see. And to be honest with you, I'm not really hating on LaMelo. It's just I'm trying to be as objective as possible. I wish him well. I'd like to see him. I think it'd be awesome, to be honest with you, if he paired up with Lonzo in some way. Like, could you imagine if New Orleans shipped out Drew Holiday and the backcourt for the Pelicans became Lonzo and his brother LaMelo? That would be fantastic. Zion Williamson in the paint? Woo! Come on.
You think, what's his name? Or the Warriors? Or, well, do you think the Warriors can use Drew Holiday? Yeah, they could probably use him. Or the Cavs can use Drew Holiday? Timberwolves?
I think if the Cavs got Drew Holiday, I think they would be a playoff team.
I'd say the Warriors. The Warriors more so. You got to invest in it now while Clay and Steph are relatively healthy, and you got Wiggins out there too.
You got Wiggins out there, but here's where I kind of beg to differ with you. I think you don't mess up the backcourt of Curry and Clay. I think that is integral to the Warriors' success moving forward, just as it was in the past.
Sure, and I don't think they'd be able to afford it anyways, taking on Drew's contract.
Well, they would have to trade away somebody, either Wiggins or Clay. Yeah. Obviously, they're not going to trade Curry.
And Draymond, they'd have to keep on.
Oh, my gosh. See, this is probably something to get into another day, but a lot of my friends used to tell me how overrated Draymond was.
I fucking love Draymond.
I would defend him and say, you guys realize how hard he works and how he just on the defense. He can cover through five, switch on every pick and roll.
He's a poor man, or not poor man. He's a different kind of. He's a millennial Rodman.
Maybe not as much of a rebounder.
No, that's what I'm saying. Millennial wise, like he wants to still be the star, but he's not quite there. But he'll play dirty and play rough.
I got you.
He'll do his job. He'll do his job. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll lock down the paint for you. He'll be the defensive player and help everybody. I get you. In some ways, he's kind of like
he's a
more
bulldog.
Successful Joakim Noah. Do you remember Joakim Noah from back in the day?
Oh, dude, I love his haircut. I miss him.
Yeah, he was something else for sure.
Quick trivia. What college did he come from? Noah.
Noah, Florida, some Florida college.
Which one?
Well, come on, give me credit for saying a Florida college. Like Florida State?
No, it was Florida. Gators.
Oh, there's a difference between Florida State and Florida College?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's like saying, is there a difference between UCLA and Cal State LA? Similar.
Oh, man,
similar.
You know, if I just told you Florida, that would have
you dug yourself a hole there. I was waiting for it.
The Florida College. My bad. See, that's the thing. I've never really been that much into the college side of the NBA or the NCAA rather. Like yourself, I only get into it right around the draft. I do my research right before the NBA draft. March Madness, sometimes if it's on, I may check it out. If it's a big matchup with marquee names that are all likely to be drafted, more than likely, I'm not following the day to day. I'm not looking at the billboards, the rankings, the charts and everything, the mock drafts. So I'm not really in the know about the Anthony Edwards of the world or the Wisemans of the world. I hear the names from time to time, but I let that information come to me usually around the draft day.
Sure.
But in the lack of sports and March Madness, I guess it doesn't hurt to kind of root for your LaMelos, root for the other guys out there.
Yeah. Well, I think time will tell. Time will tell. And showcase how great LaMelo is and how great of a GM I would make. Fantasy, not so much. But GM-wise, I think I'd be fantastic.
I got you, man. I got you.
But anywho, we'll see, man. I hope the sports comes back sooner than later. We'll see. What is it? I think May 1st, some states are supposed to open up, and practice facilities for respective NBA teams in those states would open up. I'm hoping we're better safe than sorry in these aspects, but beggars can't be choosers. I don't know what's going to happen, man.
I think it's just a matter of time before some form of sports come back. And I think one thing that you're looking forward to, Don, is the UFC, right?
Oh, I totally forgot about that. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I think, what is it, like a couple weekends from now, they're going to have the UFC back in some capacity, holding multiple events. And the card that was supposed to happen, I guess, a weekend or two ago has been rescheduled to May 7th. What date exactly?
Okay.
Don can probably look that up as we speak. Was it May 10th? Is that right?
Let's go ahead and Google that. I got the UFC website going on.
For sure.
We are looking at May 9th.
May 9th, there you go. Well, that'll be the first probably major sporting event in the U.S. that I think a lot of people are going to tune into, only because there's nothing else on. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's no football, there's no hockey, there's no basketball, and you got your boy Justin Gaethje, I think I pronounced his name correctly this time, versus Tony Ferguson, leading off the card.
Oh, we got some new people here. We're gonna have to redo this. We'll do this next time, I think.
We will. We definitely will.
Oh, this
but I think this was a good tease for the fans. They have something to look forward to here.
Hell yeah.
These picks that you're gonna make, you and I are gonna make, and probably put narrow down on it.
For $10 a pick. $10 a pick. Hey, you know what I'm really excited about now that I'm looking at it? There's fucking 2 heavyweight bouts. That's what I'm liking. These guys are heavy hitters, man. These guys.
Oh, the top one and the bottom one, right?
Yeah.
Greg Hardy, Castro, and Francis. How do you say that name?
Gano?
It's Gano?
Yeah. Dude, just pretend like right there. I'm covering it with covering that.
Oh, bro, no, I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about the guy to the right, bro.
Oh. Jarzinho. I'm gonna just call him Rhino. I'm calling him Rhino. It's close enough.
Dude, I've never even seen a name like this before. This is like a combination of German and Japanese, man.
Oh, dude, his nickname is Biggie Boy.
Biggie Boy.
Slightly actually lighter than the other dude, even though they're the same height.
Oh, that's interesting.
With a smaller reach, smaller leg reach. I know who you're going for.
Yeah, I might have to go for him actually, just because of his name alone.
Well, look at that, dude. Look at his record, dude. This fool's undefeated.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, dude. Right there, 10-0-0.
Wow. Relatively new fighter, though. Just coming up in the game.
Another one only has 6 more fights.
True.
Yo, all right, really quick. Where's Suriname?
Some African country? Am I wrong about that?
The safe guess.
Let's see what it says.
Oh, okay. I was thinking it was more the heart of Africa, but it seems like the northeast portion? North. No!
Oh, shit, we fucked up, bro. It's not even Africa. The northeast portion. Seems like the northeast portion of Africa. That's what the dog said.
Jesus. There you go.
It's South America. Wow.
I'll check that out. But anywho, I think now's a good time to end it.
I think so.
We just made ourselves look smart. So
I would say racist, but yes.
Tomato, right? Tomato salad.
I got you.
Tomato salad.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another fantastic episode of the SoCal DNA podcast. And, we may have an outro in store in some time in the future, but for now, we'll probably just ride out with the usual.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
All
so
right.
again, this is episode 4, closing out. Don't know what we'll name it. Probably like sun, sunlight, heat, some shit like that. We'll name it.
Got to, yeah.
But yeah, let me close this out. Southern California, yeah.
Born and raised our DNA. Laugh and cry to what we say. We hit you with that wordplay.
4053.
What episode are we on? D, they feeling like they be zombies, all dressed in Abercrombie.
SoCal DNA coming in live. 8 o'clock on a Wednesday night. COVID got you sitting inside. Why not sip one and free your mind?
Cheap thrills, popping pills, stack cash, spend it fast.
Listen to all of those lives as Arjun act like he's surprised. What a great way to end the episode, man. You got anything else to say, man?
Oh man, I just hope that everyone had a relatively good April. I know you didn't because of COVID-19, but still, I like to wish everybody a happy April to close it out, because this will probably be our last episode of the month. We may do like a 0.5er over the weekend, or maybe even a 0.33, depending on the mood, depending on the temperature. But it's always good to have our audience look forward to new things, and we will definitely deliver with some new music, some new tunes, and maybe even some new BuzzFeed articles by our favorite contractors and salaried employees from BuzzFeed. So stay on the lookout for that, and until next time, guys, we will catch you on the flippity flip.
Peace.